Alright, so, hello, I'm a black kid that rants. So, uh, first of all, let me give you a rundown. I'm about to say stuff. If you be offended by it, you know, just go about your way. You ain't gotta be here. I ain't forcing you here. If you have the if you have the urge to, for some reason, tell me off in the comment section, that's good on you, bro. Glad you got the time for it. So, like, if I didn't say it already, today's discussion, Smite. I hate that game. More or less, I hate the company. But, the company is the reason why I dislike the game. So, I hate the game, I hate the company. Yacha yacha. We get it. Now, why? First of all, I don't like the voice acting. The voice acting, at least for a good, solid 70% of the female cast, they either sound alike or they don't really convey enough of the gods that they are, Don't get me wrong, the design of some of these girls, they're like anything, they're something that guys would want to look at, you'd want to buy it, you want to be like, that's a good looking character. Neith, the weaver of fate, she can weave my fate anytime. That was a knee slapper. But honestly, the voice acting is just terrible. Like, if you need an example, a Wheelix sounds like a teenager, but I guess she looks young, so the voice, sounding like a teenager probably isn't too bad. But the fact that she doesn't sound like she sounds like a teenager of the now, not a teenager of the then. When I hear gods, I feel like they should be, sticking to what they know, sticking to their guns, their wordings. I feel like they just kind of say stuff now. They either have an accent or they just recorded the guy's voice and then put a little an echo, The shrouded past will keep us together. I am Thanatos. Like, man, might as well hire me, high res. I'm like Thanatos right now. I am Thanatos. I do these things because I am the killer of gods. Which is true. He is the killer of gods. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly from his lore. But they just don't sound like they should. If you need an example, I'm not gonna show it to you. Pause the video, search up a Wheelix voices, and just tell me what tell me what you think. Well, don't tell me what you think, because I probably won't really care. But you'll listen to it and you'll be like, yeah, I know what he's talking. I know what this dude's trying to say. Because honestly, I'm just gonna go on a tangent as best I can. I'm gonna try to go hard. Pause. Well, no pause. Yes, pause actually. Pause. So anyway, the game's voice acting is just not what it should be. Now, I guess, I can't be a judge. I'm no voice actor. I'm sure voice acting is very hard. It's not an easy profession. You have to sound like how they want you to sound. Your character, they tell you, we don't want him to sound like this. We kind of want to sound raspier. I've watched the Mark Hamill stuff of when he's talking about all of his times and his different voice acting things. I was like, that makes sense. The guy was practicing since he was a kid. And now he plays Luke Skywalker. Was it Luke Skywalker? I don't remember. I don't watch Star Wars that much. I just know about it and everything. I do watch YouTube videos about it, but that's neither here nor there. I digress. Anyway, voice acting is, in my opinion, very terrible. If you don't like that opinion, you can skedaddle on somewhere if you don't want to keep watching the video because of my opinion. So like I said, my own opinion. Next thing, the characters in general. Like, not the design. The designs are nice, like I already said. Neith looks good. Serket, even though she's a scorpion, looks good. Raijin looks good. Maybe he could have more lightning effects, but it doesn't look like their game really changed too much in the graphics department. But hey, simplicity is best. As long as more people can play it, I'm all for them keeping like a simpler thing, you know. But some of the character abilities I don't really like, either the look of or the gameplay. Example, Loki. Loki enrages me so much because all he does is just go invisible and then backstabbing with like a little 6-thing attack string. How am I even supposed to beat that? That's like he has 2 different bleeds on of all of his abilities. He has his passive. He has his passive, which crits when he hits people in the back. Whenever he has his invisibility, which when he comes out of cloak, he does bleed damage with his autos. He has his ultimate, which also helps with bleed damage, I believe, when he backstabs people and gets behind them too. So now that's great mechanics and all, but where's the counterplay, huh? What? Buy purification beads and Aegis? Is that what you're telling me? Buy beads and buy Aegis. You know, be around the support 24/7. Be on his back. A good assassin knows when to go in. But I guess I won't always run into good assassins, now will I? But there's one thing I've ran into for sure. It's Lokis that can kill me. It's Lokis that can just where am I? Lokis that can split push with his second ability, with his little clone thing. Here I am. You're going crazy. That guy makes me as angry as a white guy in 1920 who beats on his wife because he just heard from his boss that called him back, told him he needs to come back to work right now. We have a very big emergency, and you'll probably have to work overtime, after he just had to sit around and deal with all those people for that day. He was about tired, and his wife, she burned the roast. Why is she burning the roast for? You know? Why is she burning the roast? And then he's like, where's our son at? I need to tell him to come home now. Street lights are coming on. He's like, oh, you didn't hear? He's at that little boy's house down the street. Which one? Which one, Susan? So the black one? The you know, and he's over, you know, the one that got ransacked by the KKK. We can't be associating with them. They're bad news. And you know, it's 1920, so everyone agrees with that notion. So she's like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I messed up. Let me go back in the kitchen. Yes, that was a very offensive, like, joke, that, like, humor I just tried to use. That was very bad and morbid. I'm sure that's gonna get someone sending me death threats in the near future one day. They're gonna look back at this. He's over here talking about people beating his wife. But was it not happening? Like, you gotta understand, I don't condone beating your wife, but I'm just saying it happened. I'm merely giving an example of what most likely happened. On to the next one. Like I was saying, Loki, he infuriates me to that point of that level of infuriation. Who else? Bologna. I have Bologna. I don't know. I play Bologna the exact same way I see everyone else play Bologna, but you know, I suck. So everyone's over here, bam, doing like 200 damage to me, and I'm in the solo lane, and I'm a tank. How is she's still slapping my stuff in? She's still slapping my stuff in. She keeps going. I'm like, stop, I'm already dead. And she's like, war, it never ends. And I'm over here getting my stuff slapped in by a Bologna. I don't like that. At all. That's not fun. You know? And what's with the itemization? Like, how come Guan Yu can't build healer items, huh? He has a heal. It's an AoE heal. At least in League of Legends, I'm able to build whatever I want, and people will just report me for trolling. Nah, they don't even give you the chance to do that. They're like, alright, here are the items you can use. But I'm looking at one of the items that the mages have, and they actually do a lot more than me. So if I could just cocks a shotgun. Here are the items you can have. You know, maybe I can just use the items I have. Yeah, that's right. You're not using no AP. You're not using no heals. You are a damage champion, and that's what you do. you know, Baba Yaga, she recently came out that I hear about. She recently came out. I don't like how her house is so small, but I guess it makes sense because they don't legit need to make a house the size of, 9% of the map. I shouldn't be asking for that. I feel like that is kind of asking for much, but you know, I still don't like. Maybe it's magic. She is Baba Yaga after all, but that's about it. She looked good though, but I'm pretty sure her voice lines also suck. They're also trash. They also don't sound like an old lady that steals children when they're bad. Next thing, and finally on my rant, I hate the in-game purchase. I feel like a lot of people will agree with me here though. A lot of these things are just that, like, they're just expensive. You sit there you play this game for days. You decide, hey, let me waste some money on this game. Let me buy me a skin. I like the skin. I like the way the Mercury skin that says put your dukes up, an old chop. I like the way it tells me what to do. I'll probably buy that. How much it costs? About $15. $15. That's just for one skin. That's I guess sometimes they cost more. And I guess those are the quote unquote exclusive skins that cost $3,300. And if they cost $3,300 and that Mercury skin costs like $900, so that means I gotta waste like double the amount for a Mercury skin that had just the exact same particle effects, just like a slight change. I know about increasing the price for how long it takes, but come on now. This ain't a League of Legends Lux skin. You're not telling me that this thing doesn't evolve to different colors and you can mix and match the colors to make different elements. It's just Thanatos. It's just the Thanatos. No. It's just an Opwash that's black with white eyes. Looks like a video game character from an indie game. There's no reason. The Battle Pass. No reason why I should not get all of my dough back after playing it. After I buy the Battle Pass, I should get 100% of my money back. I don't care about your monthlies. Your monthly things, they give me 35 gold at the end of the month. I most likely will use them gems to buy chests to get better skins. I want all my money back for the next season. If the reason is next season, I try my best to pay attention to it, but I feel like they were on the same winter split for like the last 2 years. When I was playing it, at least it felt like it. It felt like nothing different changed in terms of seasons. But yet they had $1 million game things. Holly over here spending $1 million on a tournament when they should be spending $1 million on them voice actors. It's because they be on that phone. You know what I'm saying? But that's my rant. I hate that game. Tune in next time when I hopefully am better at this and don't just stutter and repeat myself multiple times and use morbid jokes. And I talk about League of Legends champions that I hate, because obviously I bring up League of Legends a lot in this video, so I must really have some gripes to talk about it at least, which I do. Also know that I suck at this game, even if I did actually have the rights to change it however I pleased. I would probably be broke, because I absolutely know nothing. I'm a legal adult, just now legal adult, that can make his own choices of whether he wants to live on the streets or pay his taxes. There's nothing else. I don't know nothing about no business. I'm trying to go to college for business and game development. So I look at these things as best I can and see what was done wrong and what it can be improved on. But obviously, I ain't been in the situations to say whether my opinions are right or wrong, just like a lot of you haven't either. But, we're all entitled to our opinion. And if you have your opinion on this and you leave a comment about it, I'll read it. I probably won't change my opinion because that's exactly what everyone else does. They don't change their opinion at all. I ain't seen many people to actually change their opinions after an argument or disagree. They're like, agree to disagree. and that'd be that.